presents and wrapping them beautifully, planning menus and attending parties. We spend a great deal of time preparing for Christmas. For many people, this is their favorite time of the year, a time to gather with friends and family and share with one another. And in all the churches that I've served, many people have told me that Christmas Eve is their favorite service of the year, a time to experience peace and a sense of God's presence. After celebrating communion and lighting the candles and singing Silent Night, we have a feeling of calm that we've missed with all the preparations for tomorrow. We think of this as a special night in preparation for the coming of the Christ child. Advent has given us an opportunity this year to take a look at the world, to prepare our hearts and our lives just as we prepared our homes and our gifts. We've had the opportunity to see how God has broken into the world in the birth of this baby and has changed chaos into hope and peace. Tonight we've heard the story about how God sent this baby who grew up to become the Savior of the world, the one who stays with us no matter what else happens. This is a story of great peace and hope for us, but I imagine to those involved in that first Christmas, there was more fear and misunderstanding than anything else. Mary and Joseph were on a journey that they really did not want to make, going to Bethlehem to be enrolled in the census. It was not a vacation trip. It was an extreme inconvenience. Joseph was losing money because he couldn't work while he was traveling. Mary was uncomfortable being so close to birth. There were no Holiday Inns along the way where they could stop and rest and take a shower. There were few places to stop and get a meal. Mostly they would have been building a fire and cooking on the side of the road and sleeping under the stars. When they finally arrived in Bethlehem, there were so many people there to register for the census, but there was no room for them in the inn. They were looking at spending several more nights under the stars. Fortunately, someone felt sorry for this couple who were so close to having a child and gave them permission to stay in the cave where they kept their animals. The shepherds were out in the fields keeping watch over their sheep, a pretty boring job most of the time. They were used to sleeping under the stars and cooking over a fire. It was their way of life. How much did all of those involved in that night understand what took place in Bethlehem? Did Mary and Joseph know who Jesus would be? They had seen visions and received dreams, but did they really understand? I doubt they did. They were focused on the wonder of having a child, not on the immensity of who he was. Angels appear to the shepherds in the field, and they're stirred from their complacency to go see this thing that had been told to them. They find Mary and Joseph, and they see the baby just as the angels had said, and they are amazed. Suddenly the night is not so ordinary, and Mary and Joseph have to wonder at the things that are happening. We have the whole story. We know who this baby grew to be. We know that he saved all of humanity by his death and resurrection. We know this story practically by heart. We know it so well that we might not grasp the immensity of what God has done. Are we really prepared for the gift God has given us? This child is the one who stays for us. No matter how chaotic the world becomes, Jesus remains with us, bringing light and hope and peace. This is the wonder of Christmas. We are never alone again. Nothing can separate us from the love of God shown to us in Jesus Christ. Not fear, not grief, not loneliness, not separation. Nothing. Because Jesus walks every step with us. Whatever we face with Jesus Christ. Micah Campbell shared a story in a devotional that I want to share with you, a story about recognizing the power of this baby. She said, one of my mother's Christmas traditions is to keep the baby Jesus from her nativity set until Christmas morning. One year, when her firstborn grandson was about 3 years old, he asked her, "Grandmama, where is baby Jesus?" And she explained to Patrick, "He's not born yet. Jesus comes on Christmas Day, and then you'll find him lying right here," as she pointed to the manger. Like years past, Christmas came. Mom's and Dad's house was full of excitement as each family member arrived with their arms full of presents. We expected to exchange gifts and enjoy a time of food, fun, and celebration. Patrick expected something different. He came running into the house shouting, "Is he here yet? Is he here? Has Jesus come?" Mother took Patrick over to the nativity, and there, cradled in the manger, was baby Jesus. He had come just like he promised. Over 2,000 years ago, God promised us a Savior. In a little town called Bethlehem, God kept his promise, and Christ was born. Let us be like 3-year-old Patrick, coming with joy to see this thing which has been told to us. He has come. God is with us. Always. Come, let us adore him.